What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Fantasy Addiction Network. Today we're going to be breaking down Eli Rogers, wide receiver for the DC Defenders, giving you guys a fantasy outlook for the XFL 2020 season, trying to pick apart what we think that Eli Rogers can do for fantasy. But hey, if you guys are looking for daily XFL content, click that subscribe button. We'll be posting stuff every single day throughout the XFL season, keeping you up to date on all the latest news around the XFL. But anyway, we're not going to waste any time. Let's get started right away. Alright, so as stated, we are going through Eli Rogers and we're going to try to pick apart what we think that he's going to be able to do. Now, when the initial draft happened, it looked like Eli Rogers was going to end up being the main target in DC, and then they traded for Rashad Ross, which definitely will open things up, I think, for Eli Rogers, because he's most likely not going to attract the best cornerback, who most likely not get shadowed. And then in my DeAndre Tompkins video, I kind of break down what his skill set is. Eli Rogers is also kind of like that slot receiver type build at 5'10". I think he weighed in at 176 pounds for the XFL, so even smaller than DeAndre Tompkins. Not as fast, doesn't have as much deep ball speed, but definitely has the agility to play that slot role. So we'll probably see Tompkins and Rogers kind of switch in and out of the slot a lot because they both kind of fit that mold. And then definitely Tompkins can probably also play the Z and for like the go routes that he's going to end up running. So Eli Rogers is probably going to end up seeing a decent amount of targets every single week, and I think he's going to have an incredibly high floor. His experience in the NFL is definitely going to come through here. As you can see, his best comparable player is Danny Amendola, who has always pretty much been used as that slot receiver for the teams that he's played for. And overall, I think that Eli Rogers is going to end up being not an explosive player by any means, probably won't have too many breakaway touchdowns, if any at all, but should have enough receptions each week, especially in a PPR league, to keep his floor decently high, and someone that's definitely worth a higher pick because of that floor. It's going to be really hard to find consistent players week in and week out in the XFL. There's a lot of unknowns. There's a lot of 4th, 5th, 6th string wide receivers that are probably going to get a lot of looks. So when you can find a guy that can get consistent targets, that's someone that's going to have a lot of value in the XFL, and I think that Eli Rogers brings a lot of that. When we look at his college career back in Louisville, all the way back to dating back to 2014, he really only averaged around 500 yards, about 45 receptions each year, and then averaged like 10, 11, 12 yards per reception. So nothing great. Like I said, too, he's not a huge red zone target, pretty small guy, only 4 touchdowns in his second year, third year, and then 3 in his last. So, I mean, never has been a big red zone presence. So that's definitely going to hinder his ability in the XFL, especially with those 1 and 2 point conversions. They're going to be going to guys like Rashad Ross and Kari Lee and DeAndre Tompkins more so than Eli Rogers. But again, if you're drafting Eli Rogers, you're drafting him for the safe PPR floor, giving you guys a baseline each week, and then you can have some boom bust players around him. So I think that's pretty set on what I would expect for Eli Rogers to do. But we're going to find a lot of interesting things as the season goes on, so make sure you click that subscribe button so that way you're up to date with all the latest breaking news around the XFL. We'll be posting daily, keeping you guys up to date. And then also, if you're looking for XFL fantasy player rankings for your drafts, click that link in the description. We'll be updating those up to the time the season starts. Make sure you guys can kill it in your drafts. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.